Hey, Mr. Krutzman, welcome to my capstone. I really wish I could have done this in person, but here we go. So, my essential question, what's the best way to get in shape? My answer, the Shay split. By in shape, I mean get bigger muscles, stronger, faster, and better cardio. My journey. So for my capstone journey, I first started by asking the question, what's the best way to get in shape? And then my next step was research the science. So I spent a lot of hours researching, looking at exercise techniques, finding out terms like what hypertrophy and HIIT is, or HIIT training, high intensity interval training. I looked at all that type of stuff, and then I put it into a program. I had to overcome a couple of challenges. I had to balance school, working a part-time job, and other commitments with my training, and I had to overcome those challenges. And then I built the program, tested it out, reflected on what worked and what didn't, and what you see here is the final program. The challenges I overcame. Information overload. There's a ton of information online about what fitness programs or what fitness principles are the best ones. And it's pretty hard to filter out all that information. How I overcame it, I stick to what's backed by hard science. I just stick to what was backed by hard evidence-based research. The next challenge I overcame was finding the time between, like I said, balancing work, school, and everything in between. I had to find time to do my training and to test out my plan. So I decided to add a little 45 to 60 minute blocks throughout my day that I'd treat as like a class or a scheduled session that was mandatory for me to go to. Also, something else like learning the science. I had to learn lots of different terms like hypertrophy and periodization that were unfamiliar to me, and it took a bit for me to fully understand them. All right, this is it, the program right here. It is a 6-day split. We've got Monday, we've got upper push, all right? Tuesday, lower body for strength. Wednesday, we've got our cardio day. We've got high intensity interval training. We've got Thursday, upper body pull. Friday, lower body for power, to get us more athletic, to get those fast twitch muscle fibers going. And then Saturday, we've got flexibility and core. I wanted to make this the last day because it's an easier day and it sets you up for a full 24 hours of active recovery before we jump back into it. And I've designed the program so you have at least 72 hours of recovery in between each muscle group to allow for maximum rest and maximum recovery. So here's day one. We've just got a 6 exercise split with some stretches underneath. We've got bench press, overhead press, dumbbell, incline press, lateral raises, tricep dips, tricep push down, standard push day program. And I found that these exercises are what worked best for me, and they were the best exercises that I found throughout all my research. And then we've just got 5 stretches that you do after you're done your exercise to make sure to keep our body nice and loose. We've got cross body chest stretch right here, doorway pec stretch. I don't have a doorway, but something like that. Overhead tricep stretch right here. And then we've got a couple other stretches. Day 2, lower body strength. This is when we're gonna be training. We're gonna be going heavy on our back squats, heavy on our leg press. We're gonna be going for strength over agility, right, on this day. And of course, we've got 5 stretches underneath if you want to take a look at those. Day 3, the cardio. I decided high intensity interval training was the best way that I could train cardio because it's a nice short workout day, and it's the best way to train your anaerobic system with high intensity training and shorter rest. So we've got burpees, box jumps, jump squats, high knees, mountain climbers, and then sprint intervals. And this is what I found to be the best high intensity exercises that I could do. I like to do a minute on, 10 seconds off, and then repeat. 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and then repeat. And of course, we've got some cool down stretches. Day 4, upper body pull. So we start off with a deadlift. Before in the programs of 4, we like to start off with some nice compound lifts that use all your muscles before they're fatigued, and then we work our way down to the single muscles where we isolate the muscle. We've got deadlift, pull-ups, lots of great workouts here, and then of course we've got our cool down stretches, and then lower body power. This is when we're going to be training for that explosiveness, to become more athletic, to get our fast twitch muscle fibers going, maybe get some of our intermediate twitch muscle fibers to become fast twitch ones. We've got front squat, we've got barbell hip thrust, we've got Nordic curls, Bulgarian split squats, leg extension, seated calf raise, of course some cool down stretches. And then this is our last day of our 6-day split. We've got flexibility and core. We've got some nice yoga to just get the whole nervous system relaxed and ready for our rest day. We've got lots of stretches we can do, and then we've got some good, these are the 5 best core exercises that I found throughout all my research, and that's our day 6. The key training principles throughout this program is of course going to be progressive overload. This is the number one thing you want to be doing in a weight training program. Alright, progressive overload is once an exercise becomes comfortable with that weight, you're going to want to increase the weight, and that's how you build muscle and build strength. The 2 times per week frequency, we want to be training each muscle group twice weekly for optimal growth or hypertrophy. The high intensity training, the HIIT for cardio and speed, burns more calories, builds speed, and preserves muscle versus steady state cardio. You actually lose less lean muscle when you're doing HIIT training as opposed to steady state cardio, like going on a long jog. And then we've got flexibility, better mobility, better technique, less injury, and more range of motion. So it goes without saying, flexibility is essential for a fitness program. And then of course recovery as well. You need at least 8 hours of sleep a night, I would say, on this program, and you get Sunday off for a nice rest day. And obviously you've got to be eating enough protein to repair that muscle once you're breaking it. I like to be doing 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for me, it's about 180 grams of protein. And how this addresses the core competencies. Communication. I had to research a lot of topics and a lot of information, and then I had to communicate it to you in a clear and concise way. Critical thinking. I had to use my critical thinking to eliminate bad information that I found online and to see clearly what was backed by research and what was just a myth. And then personal and social. I communicated to a lot of my peers about this because they're all very passionate about fitness, so it was a very social project, and it's also a very good personal project because being in shape, being fit, it just helps you achieve success, you know? It's connected to health and well-being, and it's just an overall great thing to have. And then, so what is the best way to get in shape? This is the answer. Muscle, compound lifts, and hypertrophy rep ranges. Compound lifts get that strength, hypertrophy gets that size. We're going to be wanting to do strength 4 to 6 reps, and for hypertrophy 10 to 12. Speed and power, we want to be doing HIIT intervals and explosive plyometrics. And for cardio, HIIT preserves muscle while building endurance. And then flexibility, of course, daily cool down and more intensive flexibility on Saturday. Thank you.